Yo, yo. We back in the flesh, back in the flesh, back in the flesh, back in the flesh. I'm alive, guys. Ooh, we look nice over here. We looking nice over here. We're back. All right, man. It's been too long. It's been too long. It's been too long. I'm alive. We here. We're here. We're here. We're here. If you know what that's from, just put it in the chat if you know where that's from, man. Listen, man, I've been gone for too long, but we here now. What's good, DC? What's good, DC? It's been a while, man. What am I looking at right now? All right, man. Got to make sure all the controls are looking right, man. I'm just here to talk shit, record these videos. They all going up on YouTube afterwards. There's a lot going on the internet in the basketball world where I just don't like it. It's a lot of shit going on in the basketball world that I just don't like, man. People talking crazy. People talking crazy. They don't know basketball. And that's where I step in, man. The expert is here. The best hooper on YouTube is here to give you guys the real world, real deal shit. All right. Once I get these controls on the way, we got something to talk about, man. What the hell is this? Where are we? Where are we? Right here. Right here. Right here. Hold on. Let me get this situated over here. All right, we good over there. Do a little swap over. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. Been too long, man. All right. First topic. Shout out to everybody who in here. Shout out everybody who in here. But let's talk, man. This is the first topic I want to get into right now. First topic on the docket that's been pissing me off. Pissing me off. First topic on the docket. Mars. Listen, I watch Player Choice. Oh shit, why are they showing my shit. Okay, now I gotta stop doing that. Okay. We locked in now? Okay, yeah, okay. We locked in. So I can't go to my shit no more? Hold on, chat. What can I Damn, I can't go to my joint. Alright, Alright, man, we just gonna do it this way. We gonna do it this way. Fuck it, we doing it this way. We doing it this way. All right, man. First topic on the docket, man. I want to talk about this. Listen, I watch Player's Choice. I don't watch every day, but I watch the clips and I watch, I go back to the stream. I like how player choice is laid out, man. I like how it's normal niggas talking hoop. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate normal niggas talking hoop. But Mars, he's on the player choice. I like how they got everything. I like how they got everything set up. They go live after the live. I don't really watch it when they live, but I go and watch the live. They got the nice little time steps laid out and everything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch. Then during the broadcast, I go to Twitter, I see this. I go to Twitter and I see this. Come on, man. Goddamn. I go to Twitter and I see this. Mars from the Player's Choice says, if everyone in the league was at their absolute peak, what would the top 10 look like? Man's put up these tiers right here. He has Bron, tier 1, Dolo. Bron, this is the thing I don't like about dudes, bro. They just feed into the propaganda. Bron, tier 1, by himself? Come on, bro. This is how I know you ain't really watching the games if you're saying this. You gonna put Bron by himself in tier 1? It don't even make sense. Steph and KD has to be in that tier. I agree with Jokic and Giannis. They can't make it to that tier yet. But Steph and KD has to be in that tier. I don't care. Even so, I would even give you Steph. I would give you Steph in tier 2. But to have Bron over Pete KD, it don't even make sense to me. So let's just go over the tiers. He has Bron, tier 1. Steph, Jokic, Giannis, KD, tier 2. Embiid, Luka, Shea, Kawhi, CP3, AD, Harden, tier 3. This is what I got to say to this, man. Let's just go over the back and forth that me and him had. I said, as you can see right here, peak for peak, KD, tier 1. I'm building my team around here. I'm building my team around him. Nobody's... Okay. I can't even read right now. I'm so upset at this shit, man. Damn, I got one nigga watching. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's all I got in the end. It's going on. I can start off this whole shit then. Welcome to everybody watching. Listen, man, everybody that's watching, this is the first thing we're going to go over, man. This is the first thing that we're going to go over. I scroll on Twitter while I'm watching Player's Choice. Mars, he's a part of Player's Choice. They just basketball, YouTube. They go live every Monday through Friday. I like tapping in with them. I don't always watch it live, but I like how they got everything set up. Normal niggas talk about basketball. Sometimes I go after the live. They got nice little timestamps so I can see everything. But I was watching this one live. And one of the co-hosts, Mars, he said this during the broadcast. He tweeted this. If everyone in the league was absolute prime, what would the top 10 look like? He got Bron number 1. Steph, Jokic, KD, Giannis, tier 2. Tier 3, Embiid, Luka, Shea, Kawhi, CP3, AD, Harden. No order within tiers. Listen, this is how I know people don't be watching basketball the right way. To have Bron in a tier by himself is crazy. First of all, what has Bron done that the other guys haven't done? You cannot put Bron in a tier by himself when KD is sitting right there. I can even give you Steph. Maybe. Because we talk about the two-way ability. I can give you Steph. But to put KD in a lower tier than Bron at his absolute peak, it don't make sense. And this is the back and forth that we had. I said peak for peak, KD tier 1. I'm building my team around him. Nobody gets worse playing with KD. That is a fact. Literally, no one has gotten worse playing with KD. If you a third option and you average 20 before KD got there, when he come to the team, you gonna average your same 20. Your efficiency gonna be better. Your game gonna stay the same. Everything gonna be the same. Or has to change their game. Facts. He's not a liability. Damn, I can't even talk. He's not a liability at literally anything. Pete KD is 30 points per game. Fact. 50, 40, 90. Fact. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Mind you, KD is a 7'2" guard. If you get an 8 rebounds and 5 assists from a guy who floats around the 3-point line a lot, who stays in the mid-range a lot, and he giving you 8 rebounds as your 2 guard, come on, bro. He would average 10 rebounds. He's 7 foot. I know a lot of people in the comments right now are going to be like, he's a 7-footer. He can't even get 10 rebounds. No player that floats around the 3-point line going to average 10 rebounds. That's the same reason why Miles Turner don't average 10 rebounds. The same reason why Brook Lopez don't average 10 rebounds. They're 7-footers who space the floor. And KD getting more rebounds than both of them. 8 rebounds is a lot from a guy who's a 7'2" guard who stays around the perimeter. You getting 5 assists from him. So Pete KD, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, rim protecting. A rim protector who gives you 50, 40, 90, 30 points per game. KD at his peak in Golden State was a rim protector, like a real rim protector. I'm pretty sure he was like tops in the league in shot blocking. A real rim protector. So you getting your best player is your best rebounder. KD was the best rebounder, scorer, and rim protector on the team. On top of being a switchable defender, on top of spacing the floor, so you get gravity from him too. Like, and he can play with anybody, bro. It's like, it makes no sense, bro. There's nothing that KD couldn't do, and you want to say he's tier 2? I get Bron number 1. You can put Bron in. I get Bron in tier 1. I get it. But to put him dolo makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. KD can literally play in any play style with any player, and they don't have to change nothing about their games. They literally get better. Klay Thompson got better. Steph Curry got better. Draymond got better. All those guys get better. Kyrie had his first 50, 40, 90 season with KD. James Harden looked like the best point guard in the league with KD. Russell Westbrook, he took Russell Westbrook to the finals. They was in the Western Conference Finals every year. LeBron first year with Russell Westbrook, they don't get out the first round. KD had to deal with that the whole first 8 years of his career. No one ever thought Russell Westbrook was trash in OKC. No one. But KD could play with him, but LeBron can't. And that's what I mean when I say malleable superstar. Malleable superstar can play with any player. Russell Westbrook would never get worse playing with him. Because he don't need the ball. He can play with the ball, play without the ball. Mars, response, no. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. That's your response? I say nice argument, bro. There's no retort from my stance. He said, I agree with what you're saying. I disagree with tier 1, hence no. And all these other people, I said, this is another thing I said. I say, as a player, if you watch the games, that's the key. As a player, if you watch the games, KD, there's no player in this era that is better than him. There's no player you can say is better than KD in its era. None. At his peak. Yeah, as a player, if you watch the games, damn, I fucked that tweet up. That's why I can't even read what is going on. Okay, as a player, if you watch the game, KD, there's no player in this era better than him at peak. There's no team that LeBron was on, or that KD was on, that if you switch them at their peak, no team that either one of these players was on, if you switch them at their peak, that there will be a different outcome from either team. There's no player in the league, if you would have switched them with KD, or LeBron and him would have switched places their whole career, it would be different outcomes. I don't see that. And if you ask me, it probably would be better outcomes on the other side for KD. Let me just go over this. I know a lot of people gonna be crying. A lot of people gonna be crying about this. But if you switch KD and LeBron, no teams, if you switch them out throughout their career, it will be a different outcome. And it might be better off on the other team side where KD switches to LeBron team that they be better. You put LeBron for the first 8-9 years like KD was with Russell Westbrook would have been traded by his third year. And that's just a fact. They play the same. Russell Westbrook is a shorter version of LeBron James. You switch KD and you put him on the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they would have won all 4 of those championships. Facts. You switch KD on the Miami Heat with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, they would have won 4 straight championships, and I would go to my grave thinking that. I would. Going through the soft East, the best player that the Miami Heatles played throughout the whole East run, 36-year-old Kevin Garnett, 22-year-old Paul George. Those are teams that LeBron and the Heatles was playing against in Miami. KD playing against Tim Duncan Spurs, Lakers, Dirk Nowitzki. Come on, bro. What are we even talking about? Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard. Like, what are we talking about? These are the teams that KD was playing in the West with against. And LeBron get to play against 20-year-old Paul George and Jason Tatum at 20 years old. These are the best. Who is the best player that LeBron ever played against in the East throughout this whole run? A 35-year-old Kevin Garnett? A 20-year-old Paul George? A 19-year-old rookie Jason Tatum that dunked on him? Victor Oladipo? DeMar DeRozan, who said the softest shit I ever heard in my life. If LeBron was on my team, I would have won too. These are the players that LeBron are playing in the Eastern Conference. And KD is playing against Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Or he's playing against great teams like Memphis with Zebo and Tony Allen and Marcus, all these top players who make a good grinded out team. Like I said, any situation, if you switch KD and LeBron and they was in the same situation with the same lineup in the same circumstances, they would not be a different outcome. And it might be better off when KD switches to the Miami Heat team. You get to let Dwayne Wade play his normal position, handle the ball, attack the rim. KD spaces the floor. Chris Bosh still get to play in the mid-range. That would be a perfect team. He wouldn't have choked like how fucking LeBron choked in his first finals. Or his second finals. Against the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks. He choked. KD first finals, he averaged 30 on 50% against LeBron James, who was in his Defensive Player of the Year mode. That was KD in his first finals. He wasn't shooting under 40% like LeBron did in his first finals. Against the Spurs, he shot under 40%. And there was no matchup for LeBron with the Spurs. They had who? Steven Jackson? Who they had on him? LeBron was guarding KD in his first finals. He averaged 30 on over 50% shooting. You think KD on the Miami Heatles wouldn't have won 3 straight championships? Easy. Dwayne Wade get to play his same slashing game, handle the rock. Chris Bosh in the paint. KD do it all. Rim protecting, floor spacing. It would have been a perfect match. KD would have got those same rings that LeBron got in Miami if he was on that team. And if you put LeBron with Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka and Enes Kanter and Andre Roberson, who can't shoot, that's the floor spacing that KD was playing with. Enes Kanter, Kendrick Perkins, Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook. Nobody on the team could shoot. And KD was still averaging 30 with that spacing. LeBron playing with shooters. Battier, Ray Allen, James Jones, Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers. This is why I talk about what people like this guy, Mars, talk sports. You need to talk about Hello Kitty or some dumb shit. Because it makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. What we got in the chat going on right now? Santos in the chat. Listen, I'm trying to get my shit off real quick. I'm getting my shit off with Santos. Oh, what's this purple thing? Santos must be a member or something. Luka winning the chip this year. Luka looks completely different than the end of the season. Listen, Luka ain't winning no championship, bro. He ain't winning no championship with LeBron James at 40 years old getting $53 million a year. It's not going to happen. Luka way better than KD. Luka's not close to be. Well, he is better than KD. Yeah. I think LeBron with KD would do better than LeBron with Luka right now. If we really being real, they fit better. If you switch Luka and KD right now, I think both teams will get better. I'm not gonna lie. Lakers will get better and Houston will get better. So maybe they're in the same boat. To me, they're in the same boat. DC says KD also had a problem with others getting buckets and points. KD also had no problem with others getting. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's literally a fact, DC. Nobody gets worse playing with KD. Let me get back into my shit. That's the problem with guys like Mars Talk Sports. They only want to talk about one part of the game. And I get it. I'm going to keep saying this. I get it. If you want to put LeBron tier 1, I'm cool with that. If you want to put LeBron tier 1, I'm cool with that. But to say just no to KD at his peak prime, bro, you got to watch the games. That's exactly why I said this. As a player, if you watch the games, there's no way you could put LeBron on tier 1 by himself. KD has to be on that tier. Maybe you could make an argument for Steph, Jokic, and Giannis. They haven't done enough, so I get it. But to say, bro, this is what I mean when I say you got to watch the games. They bring different things to the table. LeBron, he controls everything. He want to orchestrate everything. Everything is at his speed. He want to make sure this get played. He want to make sure every possession counts. That's a skill. That's a magical skill that LeBron has used throughout his career. That's why he piles up a lot of different points, rebounds, and assists, because every possession is coming through him. KD has a different skill than that. Does LeBron space the floor and give gravity on the three-point line that KD does? Is anybody rotating out to LeBron James on the three-point line like KD does and provide spacing? That's something that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but you'll never know because his PER, his VORP PER wins above replacements, net score, minus net rating, dumb shit that people who don't know basketball can tell you who's good after 3 minutes of watching them play. They can't tell you none of that. Anybody who ever played basketball, they can walk in the gym and look at somebody for 3, 4, 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 possessions and tell you that player is good, that player is not. Stuff that KD does, LeBron can't do because it don't show up in the stat sheet. The ability to just get on a team and your player doesn't, and the other player, the other best player on the team doesn't have to change anything to their game. They're not figuring things out possession to possession, possession from possession like they are with LeBron James. With LeBron, you don't know if he wants to be a scorer on this possession. He wants to get in the post on this possession. He wants to run a pick and roll this possession. He wants to size up this possession. With KD, you literally can throw him in any position, come off a flare, go into the post, and the other best player get to do whatever they want to do, whatever's comfortable with them, and KD will be cool with it because he can literally play anything. And then on defense, you can say LeBron is a better defender. Yes, you probably can. As a perimeter defender. But in today's NBA, in the NBA historically, there's a reason why bigs always win Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm not saying KD is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I'm just saying he's a better rim protector than LeBron James. He averages more blocks than LeBron James. A 7-foot rim protector who gives you 30 points per game? And you trying to tell me he's not tier 1 at his peak? He averaged 35 in the finals. 35 on 55, 45, 95. Easy work. And it's not like the Cavs was ass. Kyrie was averaging 30. LeBron was averaging 30. During that season leading up to that first time that they matched up in Golden State, KD and the Warriors lost on Christmas. And people were saying, oh, LeBron, they still got the Warriors number. Kyrie, he always outplayed Steph Curry. And then when we got to the finals, it was a lot of people picking against the Golden State Warriors. But because KD made it look like a dog walk, we rewrite history. We rewrite history, Nick Wright. We rewrite history, Shannon Sharp. We rewrite history, Kendrick Perkins. All these people. Because y'all don't want to understand the truth. Or y'all don't want to own up to and take any accountability of what y'all said leading up to that. Because I remember it all happening. I do. And I'm not even talking about just championship performance. I'm talking about as a player. I get that LeBron James with all these PER stats and new shit that people who don't know how to play basketball, have never been on a basketball court, get to just say dumb shit and then just go to numbers that somebody who else didn't play basketball and just using damn near like an IT scheme. It's damn near like an AI scheme. If you don't want everybody who don't know how to play basketball, just look at these numbers. Bro, numbers can always be deceiving. It can always be deceiving. Just like the fucking Super Bowl that just happened. It looks like the Kansas City Chiefs only lost by like 20 points. They was getting beat by 40. But because of garbage time, all that stuff counts into your overall average and all that dumb shit, you think something happened that didn't happen. You think something happened that didn't happen. It wasn't really that close. It wasn't. But because all this stuff averages into the numbers, aggregated into the numbers, it looks like something that didn't happen. Tyrese Halliburton, it looks like he had, I forget what game that was. I think it was 3 or 4. He went into the fourth quarter with like 4 or 5 points. And then he finished with 15 because he got him in garbage time. So it looked like he played a good game. That get combined and aggregated into his averages. So it looks like he did something that he didn't, but it didn't really happen. That's when I say, look at the games. Look at the games. KD at his peak is on par with any player in history. I'm going to say it. Other than probably Shaq and Michael Jordan, every other player in NBA history, peak for peak, as a player, you ain't putting him above Kevin Durant. It can't happen. It's not going to happen. It don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. And I know people just want to go to stats and numbers and all this other stuff, but that's not the whole story when you watch basketball. I don't watch stats. Of course, some stats, some baseline round stats, points, rebounds, and assists, okay. But once you start getting into VORP and PER and wins above replacement and box score, net plus minus bullshit, bro, it don't make sense. And it never made sense to me. So Mars Talk Sports, you need to talk about a different sport. Or you need to do some more homework. Because you just saying no to Kevin Durant at his peak. It makes no sense. And you probably didn't, you was in the middle of the show, you probably didn't want to respond. I don't know. But to me, I just feel like that's disrespect. I think that's KD disrespect. That's too much disrespect for me. All right. It's another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this, man. This is another thing I want to talk about. Let me turn up the volume. I wanted to talk about this. Let's just listen to it first. We're going to listen to it first. And then we coming back. We listening to it first. This just pissed me off. Because Bob Myers, he's a smart guy. He helped build the Golden State dynasty. Even though I think it's more of KD just came there. So all y'all get... Everybody in Golden State should be lucky KD came there. Everybody in Golden State should be lucky that KD came there. But I want to talk about Bob Myers. He helped build the Golden State dynasty. But he said this during the draft process, and it pissed me off. All right, let's listen to this shit.
And the unique thing about Cooper Flagg, Malika, is he impacts winning. more so than a lot of players. I'm going to say something that might be controversial. Victor Wembanyama got a lot of attention to be number 1 pick. I could see Cooper Flagg impacting winning more than Victor did in his rookie year. And Victor is a fantastic player. And the reason is, Cooper Flagg is...
Did you hear this dumb shit? Bob Myers, did you hear this dumb shit? In case you didn't hear, he says, I'm going to say something that might be considered controversial. Whenever somebody says some shit like that, just know dumb shit is about to follow. Victor Wembanyama got a lot of attention being a number 1 pick. I could see Cooper Flagg impacting winning more than Victor in his rookie year. This was my response on Twitter. I don't know if Bob Myers got a Twitter or not. I didn't mind looking up, searching, none of that shit. But I say, hey, Bob Myers, Wemby didn't walk into a team with a superstar like AD and 2 other starting bigs that'll take the pressure off of him physically and mentally, and Kyrie in the second half of the season. He had Jeremy Shohan and a 40-year-old CP3. Stop it. And this is the type of shit I be talking about right here. When people try to build narratives early, they try to be the first one to jump out the window and say some shit. I like Cooper Flagg. I'm not going to say I don't like Cooper Flagg. Hold on.
Cooper Flagg's as NBA ready as they come, and I'll tell you why.
I like Cooper Flagg. I do. I really like Cooper Flagg. But this is where the narratives come in that I do not like. Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama, Wemby, Webman, like I like to call him, the Webman, because he got these long ass arms. Everything sticks to him. We're not getting to that. Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama are miles apart when it comes to being a prospect. Miles apart. Y'all know everybody try to jump on the bandwagon and be the first one there, but to say Victor Wembanyama, he's gonna impact winning more than to say Cooper Flagg is gonna impact winning more than Victor Wembanyama in his rookie year. Duh! If you're gonna attach wins from his rookie year from Cooper, or if you're going to attach wins to Cooper Flagg from this rookie year, of course, he's going to look like a better winner than Victor Wembanyama. But if you would have put prime Anthony Davis, who he is right now, next to Victor Wembanyama, it would have been some Tim Duncan, David Robinson shit. They probably would have went to the finals this year. And then you would have added Kyrie to the second half of the season. And then Victor Wembanyama would have been able to develop slowly because you have Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, 2 other centers that'll push Wemby up on the position chart. Wemby probably would have been playing the 3. You could have probably went Wemby, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford with Kyrie Irving and what's his name with the hair? Stephon Castle, Kyrie Irving, Wemby, AD, and Gafford. That team might have won the championship this year in Victor Wembanyama's rookie year if he was walking into what Cooper Flagg is walking into. So you got people like this who are smart and have a lot of credibility because they help build championship teams saying Cooper Flagg is going to impact winning more than Victor Wembanyama. Duh! Put Victor Wembanyama in this situation. Right now, people are saying the Mavericks might be good. They might contend for a championship if Kyrie come back healthy. If you switch Cooper Flagg and Wemby right now, nobody on the Mavs, fan base, front office, none of it would be mad. Actually, they would be happy. If you switch Cooper Flagg and Wemby right now, everybody in Dallas would be in love. Because they would actually be championship contenders. Even as a rookie, Victor Wembanyama probably should have been the defensive player of the year. Then you put him next to Anthony Davis? Come on, man. So what they're going to do this year, they're going to attach wins to Cooper Flagg like he's the reason why everything turned around. When the real reason was Anthony Davis was hurt last year. Daniel Gafford was hurt last year. Kyrie Irving was hurt last year. That's why they got the number 1 pick. So when he comes this year and they be a playoff team, which they were going to be anyway, and if this team was healthy, Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Anthony Davis, they would be championship contenders anyway. But because you sneak this white boy Cooper Flagg in, who's this generational talent, I don't think he's a generational talent. I don't. Is he deserving of being a number one pick? Maybe, probably. I would have went with Dylan Harper. If you ask me, I would have went with Dylan Harper. I think he's a better talent. But is Cooper Flagg deserving of being a number one pick? I would say yes. I would say yes, he's deserving of being a number one pick. But you switch him and Wemby, they are going to be actual championship contenders. Actual. But you're going to attach all these wins in his rookie year to him like he's the reason for the turnaround. No. I'd be surprised if Cooper Flagg averaged 16 points. Wemby averaged 20 as a rookie. You know how many rookies average 20? Not a lot. Kevin Durant averaged 20. LeBron James averaged 20. Carmelo averaged 20. Blake Griffin averaged 20. These type players average 20. I'd be surprised if Cooper averaged that much. And then you got this guy, my guy, TGK. You know he's a fake Mavericks fan. TGK. He's the fake Mavericks fan. He was rooting for the Lakers as soon as Luka got traded. But he's jumping the Cubs. You hating on Cooper Flagg now? What the hell? No, I'm not hating on Cooper Flagg. I said, aren't you a Lakers fan? Because he was rooting for the Lakers and Luka pretty hard this year. I ain't hear nothing about no goddamn Mavericks after Luka got traded. But I digress. I'm just telling the truth. I say, the Mavs fully healthy is a championship contender with or without Cooper Flagg, and that's a fact. So attaching wins this year to him is intellectually dishonest and biased. He says, I don't think they're continuing. Goddamn. He says, I don't think they're contenders this year, but next year for damn sure. Kyrie won't be 100 when he returns, and we need him 100% to have a chance at a championship. I agree. Somewhat. Because I do think Kyrie Irving, 80%, and you still got those three bigs, Gafford, Lively, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flagg. If he's what everybody's saying he is, if Cooper Flagg is what everybody's saying he is, they should be a championship contender. I think they championship contenders if everybody healthy, but you know, Kyrie got to be 100% without Cooper Flagg. Then I would say championship contender. But since Kyrie might be out till January, February, I'll give him a little leeway and say, you're probably right. But to even put, I'm just mad at the fact that you even putting Cooper Flagg. Don't put Cooper Flagg in the same sentence, paragraph, book, page, library as Victor Wembanyama when it comes to being a prospect. They're not close. Bob Myers, they're not close. Victor Wembanyama, Cooper Flagg, not close. And you're going to try to attach wins from this year to Cooper Flagg that he do not deserve because he has a better team than what Victor Wembanyama walked into. 40-year-old Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. And you're going to attach those type of... Come on, bro. Wemby is miles ahead of Cooper Flagg ever been. He's not the prospect. If Cooper Flagg and Wemby was in the same draft, Cooper Flagg would be going number 2. Bob Myers, this is dirty, nasty work by you. And you know because you helped build a champion in Golden State, people going to take your word and give you credence to some dumbass shit like this. Of course he's going to impact wins more because his team is better. If Cooper Flagg would have got drafted to the Spurs when Wemby got drafted to the Spurs, they probably would have had him playing center. If Wemby get drafted to this Mavericks team, he probably playing a 3. And now you got to put a 3-man on Wemby because AD's playing center and Gafford's playing... No, because Gafford's playing center and AD's playing a 4. You know what type of team Mavericks would look like? If Wemby was on the team instead of Cooper Flagg, they would be championship contenders this fucking year. Y'all jump out the windows and try to do these little nasty, dirty, underhanded takes. This nigga is not fucking with Victor Wembanyama. Cooper Flagg is nice. He's not fucking with Wemby. Not close. Right now, as a rookie, Wemby is better defensively, as a rebounder, probably as a shooter. Everything better than Cooper Flagg. The only thing Cooper Flagg probably do better than Wemby as a rookie, defend on the perimeter, maybe. Everything else, not close. He's not going to average 20 the way Wemby averaged 20. Not going to happen. He's not going to be the defender Wemby is. Wemby was the best defender in the league as soon as he stepped into the league. That's supposedly Cooper Flagg's best attribute. He's this extreme two-way player who fights so hard. And he does, bro, we not talking about none of that shit. Wemby give you 20 out of the box, and he was the best defender in the league day one. Just like Tim Duncan, best defender in the league day one. Cooper is not none of that, and I don't like it. What y'all saying in the chat right now, man? Hot take, I don't think Flagg will be that good. Listen, I think he'll be good. I just don't think I don't think he gonna be as good as they say he gonna be. But I think he's nice. DC says, TGK, what are we doing? TGK always on bullshit, bro. Always. He just say shit just to say shit sometimes. That's what I think. DC says he completely avoided the question about being a LA fan. Exactly, bro. You see that too, huh? I said, aren't you a LA fan? I said, aren't you a Fakers fan? He ain't even want to respond to that because he know I'll pull up all type of shit. I'll pull up him in a Cavaliers hat. I'll pull up him in a Luka Lakers hat. He ain't want to answer that question. I'm glad you caught that too, DC. He ain't want to answer that. DC says Mavs already a contender, but I like Coop. That's a fact. Mavericks was already a contender. And that's what I don't like about what Bob Myers said, because he know people are going to run with it. People are going to run with it and say Cooper Flagg, oh, he not like Wemby because he actually won in his rookie year. People are going to run with it because they can say, and all they can do is say, and all they have to do is say, Bob Myers agree with me. What you know more than Bob Myers. He built the Warriors super team. Actually, KD just wanted to go there, nigga. If we want to be real, let's talk real. Bob Myers built the Warriors super team. Bob Myers, we can really pull your track record. You the luckiest GM of all time, Bob Myers. Bob Myers, we can really pull your track record. I can really talk about what you really done in the league, Bob Myers. You want to talk about it? Stephen Curry, he got hurt early in his career, Bob Myers. That was the reason you was able to sign Kevin Durant. The first championship you won, Bob Myers, Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt. LeBron and them would have dog walked the Warriors. He was up 3-2 without them. 2-3? No, he was up 2-1 without Kyrie and Kevin Love, Bob Myers. Your first championship came as a gift. As a gift. Kyrie got hurt. Kevin Love got hurt. Your first championship came as a gift. The next year when the Cavs was fully healthy, you was up 3-1. You and Stephen Curry and the crew, and y'all lost. So you know what that tells me? If they was healthy the year before, LeBron would have went back-to-back in Cleveland. Your first championship was a gift, Bob Myers. Let's talk about it. Then what happened? Because Steph Curry was hurt and he was on a minimum contract, you was able to go get Kevin Durant. And he sealed the deal for you niggas. Y'all whole legacy changes. If the cap doesn't spike up, Steph Curry wasn't hurt early in his career, so he signed this cheap-ass deal. Kevin Durant comes and win y'all back-to-back championships. Who knows how many championships y'all would have had if Kyrie and Kevin Love wasn't hurt and KD never decided to go there. LeBron would have probably won 3 championships. So don't try to get on here and act smart, talk about Cooper Flagg gonna impact winning more than Victor Wembanyama. What you trying to say? No team in the league, no team in the NBA right now, if they had an open draft, would pick Cooper Flagg over Victor Wembanyama. No team. No team in the league would do that. So you doing all this sneaky shit. All this sneaky shit. And then, Bob Myers, you saw what was coming. And you ducked out in the middle of the night. You knew that the Warriors was going to be ass. You left early. You left early. Let's see you build some shit from scratch instead of getting handed a championship and getting a superstar player to come seal you guys' legacy. Let's really talk about it, Bob Myers. Don't you ever put Cooper Flagg. Bob Myers. Don't you ever put Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama in the same sentence again. Same sentence, same paragraph, same page, same book, same library, same fucking street. Because they're not close. Wemby clears Cooper Flagg. As a rookie, as a prospect, as anything. You're nasty with this. Let Wemby walk into Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, Najee Marshall, Max Christie, solid role players. Man, Wemby would have won a championship by now, man. David Robinson, Tim Duncan 2.0, nigga, if he walked into Anthony Davis. Stop it, Bob Myers. This is nasty work. Nasty work. DC says Mavs, Spurs, Rockets looking scary. Facts. The Mavs, the Spurs, and the Rockets all looking scary. I ain't gonna lie. The Spurs got me a little shook. I really wanted KD to go there. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted KD to go to the Spurs, but as I'm thinking about the teams, the Rockets was the right decision. If you went to the Spurs, it would have been nasty. Boy. Nasty if you'd have went to the Spurs. Wemby, KD, Fox, Castle, Dylan Harper? Ugh. But they ain't got no coach. I like Ime. I like Sengun. I like KD. I like Jabari. I like Tyree Eason a lot. He going to be real good. Who don't like Amin Thompson? If you ask me if we want to rank the Texas teams right now, I'm going Houston. Fuck it. Spurs, Mavericks at the bottom, only because Kyrie not healthy. If Kyrie was healthy, I probably put the Mavs number one. I ain't gonna need a lie. Because they've been together for a little bit. And they know the team and all that other shit. But the Rockets right now, best team in Texas. Easy. Oh, yeah, some more shit I wanted to talk about, man. Let me get back to my phone. What's some more shit I want to talk about? Stay with me, my good people. My little 4 viewers that's watching right now. Y'all got any questions in the chat while I look up what I wanted to talk about? Any questions, comments? While I look up what I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, KD. Where is it? KD Player's Choice. Actually, I think it's in my DMs. I think it's in my DMs. I think it's in my bookmarks. DC says, hold on. Let me get to the big screen. All right, man. Let me read a couple comments. What y'all saying over here? DC says, Dellski, how do you feel about the fact that my Lakers got a center now? You guys, you Lakers fans. You know what, Laker fans? I got a lot of respect for Lakers fans, man. Because y'all come to any corner of the internet looking for some type of hope and aspirations for your team next year. And you never get it. DZ says, how do you feel about the fact that my Lakers got a center now? Bro, your center is DeAndre Ayton. You didn't get prime Dwight Howard. Prime Tyson Chandler. You didn't get prime DeAndre Jordan, Lob City, Blake Griffin. You got DeAndre Ayton. It's the reason why this nigga got kicked off the Suns, kicked off the Portland Trail Blazers. Who buys out a star center in today's league where everybody looking for a good center. Imagine, listen, DC in the chat. Let me just tell you something. DC in the chat right here. Where y'all see it? Am I pointing to it? Whatever. Y'all see the chat. DC, let me tell you something. The Lakers are going to put out a lineup of LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, DeAndre Ayton, Rui? And Rui Hachimura. Imagine this. Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James are on the perimeter. 3 guys who don't know how to play a lick of defense. Rotating, scrambling, trying to get the 3-pointers. LeBron barely moves on defense. On offense, he got all the energy in the world. But on defense, he barely moves. You're going to have to be rotating with DeAndre Ayton, Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron. They're going to get cooked, fried, smoked chicken. Easy work. Thanksgiving dinner. The Lakers are going to be Thanksgiving dinner for any point guard, any perimeter player that's nice. The Lakers are going to be Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner. Austin Reeves can't guard anybody. Luka can't guard anybody. LeBron James can't guard anybody. You bring DeAndre Ayton up into a pick and roll, he's going to get cooked fried chicken. Cooked fried chicken, DeAndre Ayton. He can't do shit. No coach like him because he don't give enough effort. He has all the God-giving tools and gifts, but he gives no effort. No effort. And is he really a lob threat? Is he really a lob threat that Luka needs? Can he catch lobs? Yes. Is he smart enough to sneak into gaps and get into creases and roll the right way? I think DeAndre Jordan right now is a better lob threat than I think DeAndre Jordan right now is a better lob threat than DeAndre Ayton. Facts. I'm taking DeAndre Jordan as a lob threat than DeAndre Ayton. But you know, DeAndre Ayton, he can make a little mid-range shot. He can pop a little bit. He's fast, you know. He got a little bit to him, but come on, bro. On the perimeter, you got LeBron, Reeves, and Luka scrambling on defense. They're going to get cooked. The Lakers are going to have to score 120 points a game to win. And they can't get up and down the court with these teams now. The Spurs are young. Imagine Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron trying to run up and down with them. Imagine Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton running with teams like Portland. I know they're going to be ass, but running with teams like Portland. Running with teams like OKC. Everybody under 27 years old. Up and down running athletes. Houston Rockets. Everybody under 25 years old. Running up and down athletes. The Spurs. All these teams are young. Minnesota. You see what Minnesota did to the Lakers? Belt to ass. You think the Lakers going to be able to keep up with a team like that with Luka and LeBron and DeAndre Ayton? Bro, I see so many fucking Luka fans and Lakers fans crying. Oh my God, we finally got a center. Bro, y'all don't have a center. Y'all got a 7'5", 265-pound, chiseled center who wants to play like a 3. Who wants to play like a fucking small forward. I give the Lakers 7 games before they start calling for DeAndre or for the I can't even talk. I give the Lakers 7 games before they start calling for DeAndre Ayton's head. He's the new Kuzma. He's the new D-Lo. DeAndre Ayton is the new D-Lo. Soon as he do some dumb shit, everybody gonna want him off the team. That's facts. Lakers, DeAndre Ayton is not the solution to nobody's problem. Who's buying out a 27-year-old center who averaged 16 and 10? Who's buying out a guy like that and just letting him go? They picked the young Chinese Jokic who's supposed to be a second round pick, they picked him in the first round, I think almost in the lottery, and said, DeAndre Ayton, you can get the fuck out. DeAndre Ayton is way more athletic and way bigger than this guy, this Chinese Jokic. And they said, get the fuck out of here. You know, a guy who's supposed to be a second round pick took your spot, and you think you finna go to the Lakers in that market with those fans and do what you did in Portland? They picked 2 centers in back-to-back years. If DeAndre Ayton was so good, the Portland Trailblazers would have not picked 2 centers in back-to-back years. 2 players at your position in back-to-back years. If you was this guy who you was promised to be as a number 1 pick, who got picked over Luka. You got picked over Luka and Trae Young. You was supposed to be the guy, DeAndre Ayton, and they picked centers in 2 back-to-back years at your position. DeAndre Ayton is not the solution to anybody's problem. He's not. Santos, Luka is taking out everyone this year. Santos in the chat says, Luka is taking out everyone this year. Lakers janitor as the second best player. What? Ayton is going to have a career year. Lively looked like prime Tyson Chandler next to Luka. Lively gave effort, energy, hustle. Ayton is not going to do any of that. 0. I'm telling you this as a guy who watched a lot of Suns game when he was there. Ayton is going to do none of that. Monty Williams is a church person, and he was mad furious about DeAndre Ayton. Furious about him. How do you get Monty Williams a church? I think he's a pastor now. He ran Monty Williams. Hey, Laker fans, y'all think Ayton's gonna be the solution to any problem in LA? Y'all gonna be pissed off. I'm just letting you know that. Santos says Ayton is playing for a contract. He's going to have a crazy year. You're not seeing the vision. I'm definitely not seeing the vision, nigga. Hey, Santos, what glasses you wearing? Let me borrow them motherfuckers. Santos, let me borrow your glasses, because the vision you seeing and the vision I'm seeing is 18 different layers of vision in between those. You must got fucking goggles, binoculars on that can see fucking Saturn from Los Angeles. Because ain't no way whatever vision you seeing is not the vision I'm seeing. DeAndre Ayton, he better be all what y'all think he's going to be. But judging on what I've seen and what has actually happened in the league, you get traded from your team to Portland, who has 0 talent and had no centers on their roster. With 2 years, back-to-back years, they draft a center at your position. They draft 2 players at your position in the first round in back-to-back years, DeAndre Ayton. That has to tell you something. You're not the guy who you're supposed to be, number 1 pick over Luka and Trae Young. DeAndre Ayton is not the solution to anybody's problem. Santos says Ayton averaged 16 and 10 with no point guard. Imagine Luka and LeBron taking all the pressure off. That's what you think. Luka and LeBron is not going to be taking the pressure off of Ayton. They're going to be adding pressure onto Ayton. That's what you're not getting. The pressure of playing with Luka and LeBron in LA with those fans, that's more pressure than DeAndre Ayton has ever played in his career. So you talk about they're going to take pressure off of him, Luka and LeBron. They're going to add pressure to him. Every mid-range shot he shoots is going to be scrutinized. Why this bum-ass niggas ain't dunked the ball? Why he trying to shoot a mid-range shot? I dare this nigga to shoot a 3. I dare DeAndre Jordan. I dare DeAndre Ayton to shoot a fucking 3 in LA next year. A fan might throw a glass water bottle, a glass beer bottle at this nigga head if he does that. I dare him to shoot a 3. Everybody in LA gonna be like, what is this big, tall, bum-ass nigga doing? Shooting 3s? He supposed to be catching lobs. DeAndre Ayton, boy. Get ready, DeAndre Ayton. I hope you got your Xanax, your anti-anxiety pills, because it's gonna be a big problem in LA. I hope you do well though. I'm not brooding on your downfall. I'm just saying. Anybody who's never watched DeAndre Ayton closely, and y'all think y'all gonna get some prime shit out of him, it's not gonna happen. Nobody buys out a early 20s center. No one buys out a mid-20s center who averaging 16 and 10. Who buys out a young center averaging 16 and 10? Who drafts two guys at the same position as a number one pick in back-to-back years in the first round? That tells you all you need to know about DeAndre Ayton. Hopefully he does well for you guys. But it's not going to work in my opinion. DC says the tools are right in his face with LeBron and Luka on the same team. Y'all keep thinking LeBron and Luka can teach everybody everything. The thing about LeBron and Luka, are they offensive gurus and orchestrating shit? Yes, they are. They are. But DeAndre Ayton DeAndre Ayton is gonna have to do what Anthony Davis did. He's gonna have to cover up all of their weaknesses. You think DeAndre Ayton is gonna be able to block shots and protect the rim the way Anthony Davis had to do for LeBron James and Austin Reeves? Anthony Davis was fighting for his life to defend the rim with LeBron James and Austin Reeves getting blown by. Every fucking game they got blown by. Anthony Davis back there trying to block every shot. LeBron getting blown by. Austin Reeves getting blown by. Now you got DeAndre Ayton trying to protect the rim and block shots for when Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka. Anthony Davis can do it. So you think you're going to add another bad defender, Luka, and add a worse defender, DeAndre Ayton versus Anthony Davis, and you think he's going to be able to hold up with all the blown by people who are going to be blowing by Austin Reeves and LeBron and Luka? DeAndre Ayton's about to be in hell. He should have just went to the Pacers. DeAndre Ayton, you should have just went to the Pacers. It's finna be hell in LA for you, boy. It's finna be hell in LA for you. It's not gonna be a fun time. It's not gonna be a fun time in LA, DeAndre Ayton. Get ready. Bad at 2K says, Ayton just a gaming buddy for Bronny. Facts. Ayton, I hope you brought your PS5 and your PC to LA. Because the only buckets you're going to be getting is on 2K. Only block shots you're going to be getting is on 2K. I hope Bronny let you onto Team Phase. Because that's the only team you're going to be winning championships on. That's the only team. You finna be in hell on defense, DeAndre Ayton. Just imagine 26 blown bys. Austin Reeves. Luka. LeBron. DeAndre Ayton, block that. Hey, DeAndre Ayton is going to need to turn his stamina all the way off on 2K because he's going to have to be running, rotating everywhere with these dudes getting blown by, trying to block shots. This is going to be bad, boy. Santos says, you forget how good Luka is going to be. You forget how good Luka is going to be. He's locked in. Luka carried a worse roster with the Mavericks, I guess. He went to the Western Conference Finals with Boban, Dwight Powell, Tim Hardaway Jr. as his shooting guard. So we're going to give credit for going to the Western Conference Finals. Luka went to the Western Conference Finals. You bragging about going to the Western Conference Finals. You know some other players who've been to the conference finals? Let's talk about it. Tyrese Halliburton has been to the conference finals and the finals. Same thing Luka done. So is Tyrese Halliburton on Luka level? He went to the conference finals last year. And he went to finals this year. You know who else been to the conference finals with bad players? Trae Young. Is Trae Young this great player? You know who else been to conference finals? DeMar DeRozan. Is he better than Luka? You know who else been to conference finals? Ant-Man. All these guys been to conference finals. That don't make or mean shit to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't. DC says, how do you feel about Tatum rupturing his Achilles, man? Oh my God. I hated seeing that shit with Tyrese Halliburton and Tatum. I hate when players get hurt, or if they do get hurt, at least play the next season. Like Tyrese Halliburton and Tatum getting hurt was the wildest shit I seen in a playoff run. I ain't gonna even lie. The wildest shit I seen in the playoff run, Tyrese Halliburton and goddamn Tatum. These guys are 26, 27 years old, tearing Achilles. We need some new medical staffs in the NBA, bro. Niggas wasn't getting hurt like this, bro. And if they was getting hurt, at least we know they was gonna play the next season. These boys out for the whole fucking season. Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, man, y'all boys get healthy, man. We praying for y'all, man. We need y'all to come back the same fucking players that y'all left. Because y'all was dogs. Come back as dogs. Leave as dogs, come back as dogs. Santos still caping for Ayton. Okay, Santos, what you got to say, Santos? Santos. Bro, but Ayton is better than Dwight Powell. Reeves is better than Tim Hardaway Jr. LeBron is better than Dorian. This team isn't that bad, gang. First of all, I'm a civilian. First of all, let's get this correct, Santos. I am a civilian. I have no gang affiliation. Now we got that out of the way. You talking about Ayton is better than Dwight Powell. He's not a better lob threat than Dwight Powell. He's not a better defender than Dwight Powell. And you know what the two things that Luka needs next to him? A defender and a lob threat. So he might be better than Dwight Powell. Is he better for Luka than Dwight Powell? No. The next one. Reeves is better than THJ. Tim Hardaway Jr. Austin Reeves, he might be better than Tim Hardaway Jr. But you know what Tim Hardaway Jr. does? He stands in the fucking corner and shoot threes. You know what Austin Reeves need to do? Boop, boop, bop, bop, boop, 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 boop. Oh, dribble, dribble. Oh, step back. Oh, to the rim. Luka don't need that bullshit next to him. Luka needs somebody to stand in the fucking corner and shoot a three when I ask you to shoot a three. Reeves want to dribble, dribble, dribble. And what Luka's doing when Austin Reeves is dribble, 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 step back, shooting threes in mid-range? He's standing in the corner not doing shit. So Luka doesn't need an Austin Reeves. He need a nigga to stand in the corner. Okay? We got that out of the way. LeBron is better than Dorian. LeBron might be better than Dorian Finney-Smith. But you know what LeBron ain't better than Dorian Finney-Smith at? Standing in the corner, shooting threes, and playing perimeter defense. You know what Dorian Finney-Smith did for Luka? He guarded Luka, man, because Luka can't guard a parked car with a Uzi. Luka can't guard a parked car with an RPG on his shoulder. He can't guard a parked car. He can't guard a fire hydrant that ain't gonna move. Dorian guards the best player on the other team. Same thing that Clay did for Steph Curry. Steph ain't had to guard nobody because Clay took over that. That's the difference. Y'all keep talking about this player better than that player and this player better than that. It don't matter. It don't matter about what you better than. It's how you fit with the team. Luka needs people who gonna stand in the corner because he likes to dribble the fucking air out of the ball. And he need people to play defense because he can't play defense. Reeves can't do that. DeAndre Ayton can't do that. LeBron James damn sure can't do that. They're not spot-up shooters who play defense. So Luka get to be his full self with THJ and Dwight Powell and Dorian Finney-Smith. Watch the game, Santos. It's not the same for every team. It makes no sense. That's like saying, oh my God, Jalen Brunson is better than Jackson Hayes. So let's trade Jackson Hayes. Well, that's a scratch. That's too much. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna use that example. That's not a good example because Jackson Hayes is ass. But you get what I mean. Santos says, I get that you hate to be. Oh, Santos says, I get that you hate Ayton, but be realistic. Luka has done so much more with literal G League players. One good year with G League players don't make you this amazing player. Okay, he got to the Western Conference Finals once with terrible players. When he got to the finals, he had Kyrie Irving Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Dorian Finney-Smith, a whole bunch of good players. So let's stop the bullshit. And let's not forget the fact that he had Jalen Brunson on the team. Jalen Brunson is not a scrub. So don't try to act like he had ass players and he went to this stratosphere with all these terrible players. No, Jalen Brunson, we saw what happened when he left from by Luka's side. He did the same thing Luka did. He went to the conference finals. So if you had a second best player who can be the best player on the team that goes to the conference finals in the East, that was right next to him. So don't try to act like he was just with ass players in Dallas, because he was not. Santos. Shit. DC says, I got my friends clowning Tatum saying he's not a top 5 player, not even top 10. It's crazy work. Pisses me off. Listen, anybody who tell you Tatum not a top 10 player, stop being friends with him. Stop being friends with him, because they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Or at least don't speak basketball with them anymore. Anybody who tell you that Tatum not a top 10 player, don't even talk basketball with him no more. To me, before he was hurt, I have Tatum over Luka. Tatum's resume is better than Luka's resume. If we want to be for real. Tatum went to the Eastern Conference Finals and went 7 games with LeBron James as a rookie. Tatum was the best player on the Eastern Conference Finals team as a rookie and went 7 games with LeBron James. Prime LeBron James. We talk about 2018 LeBron James, who people was calling the best in the world. Best LeBron ever we seen was 2018 LeBron. Tatum, at 19-year-old rookie, went 7 games with him, dunked on him, was the best player on his team. What has Luka done? So let's stop it, man. I get it. Luka is this great offensive player, but that's all he is. Santos, you forgetting Luka taking the LeBron steroids. Hey, Santos, you got me on that one. Santos says, you forget that LeBron is taking the LeBron. Okay. Santos says, you forget that Luka is taking the LeBron steroid cycle. Listen, if he doing that, then you might got something. I ain't going to even lie. You might got something. Jalen Brunson wasn't Jalen Brunson we seen in New York. DC says Jalen Brunson wasn't the Jalen Brunson we see today. Y'all keep saying the same shit. Listen, I'm not saying he was the same Jalen Brunson that we seen in Dallas that he was in New York. I'm just saying you had a hidden gem next to you. He wasn't going to be able to be the New York Jalen Brunson anyway with Luka next to him. He wasn't. He was never going to be the Jalen Brunson he is in New York because Luka is next to him. So that's just the facts of the situation. I'm just saying your second best player went to a different team and went to the conference finals. So your team wasn't that ass. If your second best player can go to another team and go to the conference finals without you. Y'all was just giving Luka credit for going to the Western Conference Finals, being the best player, but Jalen Brunson was on that team. You move Jalen Brunson to a different team and he goes to the conference finals without Luka. So he had to be pretty good. Derek White better than Tatum. Santos, you on drugs. Tatum had far better team around him in organization. Just like you said with Cooper and Wemby comparison. You can't compare what Luka getting. You can't compare that. Oh, you can't compare that with Luka getting a 42-year-old Dirk rookie year. Listen, all you can do is play with the hand that you were dealt. That's it. That's all you can do. Play with the hand that you're dealt. Give Luka last year's Celtics. Luka wins 3 straight championships. You're tripping. Listen, y'all always want to switch players and all this other weird shit. Luka, with last year's Celtics, would they have won a championship? Probably. I'm not saying there's a wide gap between Luka and Tatum. I'm just saying I think Tatum better. I'd rather play with Tatum than Luka. I'd rather play with a guy who's gonna grab When I pass him the ball, I know he's going to shoot or he's going to make a quick move and go to the rim or shoot a three. I don't want to play with a guy who got a boop, boop, bop, bop, dribble, dribble, bop, bop, doot, 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 doot. Oh, it's 2 seconds left. Oh, let me pass it behind my head to fucking... Who he pass it to? Gabe Vincent. Let me pass it behind my head to Gabe Vincent. 3. I don't want to play with that guy. I don't want to play with a guy who every time he needs the ball, every time down the court to be effective. I want to play with a guy like Tatum who I don't have to cross match. I don't have to cross match every time down the floor. Somebody's guarding me, but on defense I got to pay attention because I got to guard Luka, man. I got to cross every time. Tatum, he guard his man. He stay on his man. Whoever guarded him, he can guard him back. Luka, he can't do that. I want to play with a player like that who can play offense and defense, who can shoot spot up threes, who can move off the ball, who's willing to set screens, who don't need the ball every single time down the court. I'd rather play with Tatum. And I like Luka. He's a top 5-6 player in the league. But is he better than Jokic? Fuck no. Is he better than Giannis? Fuck no. Is he better than Shea? Fuck no. Who else? Is he better than Tatum? Probably not because Tatum's hurt. But if you ask me, Luka's around 5 or 6 for me. 5 or 6. You did the same thing with KD, bro. What are you saying? What? Are you not listening? I just said if you switch teams, would they win? Probably so, but I don't think it's a big gap. That's what I just said with goddamn KD. If you switch them, it probably wouldn't be a difference for either team. That's the same thing I think with Luka. If you switch him and Tatum, it wouldn't be no difference with either team. Kyrie Irving was supposed to be on that Boston Celtics team. He got hurt, but he still went 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals with LeBron James without his second best player. Kyrie got hurt on that playoff run, and he still did what he did. Tatum showing signs of being a dog as a rookie in the playoffs. Not big. The moment was never too big for him. It wasn't. Tatum in one playoff run, he beat the Heat. He outplayed Giannis in a game 6 to close him out. Tatum beat Giannis, Jimmy Butler. Who else he beat? Giannis, Jimmy Butler, and there was one more team he beat. And he beat KD. Tatum beat KD, Giannis, and Jimmy Butler in one playoff run, and he lost to Steph Curry in the championship. Giannis, KD, and Jimmy Butler in one playoff run and lost to the Golden State Warriors. Luka ain't doing that. Well, he beat the Clippers in a bum-ass bubble, but, you know, Luka is nice. I'm not saying Luka is not nice. I'm saying I don't think it's a big difference between Luka and Tatum, and I would take Tatum. They say Tatum is inconsistent and will never be the face of the league, which is crazy. He might not be the face of the league because he ain't got a personality, but he ain't as inconsistent as everybody else. Everybody else, he consistent enough. For me, Tatum is consistent enough. Listen, he goes to the conference finals every other fucking year. Santos, Luka sends Shea home when they meet in the playoffs. You tripping. Luka is beyond better than Shea as a basketball player. Shea has a stacked elite defense around him. Luka is not better than Shea. Let's just get it out of the way. Luka is not better than Shea. Luka is not better than Shea. I understand all you Luka fans. Y'all all see yourself in Luka because he's unathletic, just like y'all. And he looks like, oh my God, this fat guy could just dominate the league. I don't need to lose weight myself, so maybe I could be like Luka. No, that's not how that works. Luka is a great offensive player as a primary ball handler. If Luka doesn't have the ball in his hand, he literally can't. If Luka doesn't have the ball in his hand, he literally is not good at anything else. Let's just be honest. Luka is not good at literally anything else. He can't come off of screens. He don't set screens. He's not a lob threat. He's not a good catch and shoot shooter. He can't defend the rim. He can't defend his man. He's not a good help side defender. He always loses his man back door. If he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he literally cannot do anything else. Literally. And let me give you guys a sneak peek of something. Every single player in the NBA who's a 3-man up to 1, so 1, 2, 3, point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Every single one of those players has averaged 20 plus in high school or maybe college. If you give them as many possessions as Luka to dribble the air out of the ball, they will put up stats too. Look at Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes went to the Philadelphia 76ers last year. He's a 6'8" wing. They put the ball in his hand because Maxey was hurt. Paul George was hurt. Joel Embiid was hurt. He was getting 35 almost every single game. NBA players, if you give them enough possessions, they can do whatever, whenever they want. That's the thing you guys are not getting into your fucking head. Luka gets so many possessions to do whatever he does, to do whatever he wants, that he can pile up stats after stats after stats after stats. And it just looks easy to him. And then at the end of the day, you can look at the box score and say he had 32, 16 in this because he had the fucking ball the whole time. If he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he literally cannot do anything else. Can't come off of flare screens, down screens, zippers, nothing. Can't set a screen and roll. Can't set a screen and pop. Can't catch a lob. Can't do shit without the ball. Tatum, he can spot up shoot. He set screens. He can catch lobs. He can defend the rim. He can rim protect. He can guard his man. He can do so much other things. If Luka doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's literally ass at every single thing else in basketball. Literally ass. If the ball is not in Luka's hands, he's literally ass. Ass cheeks. He's not good at no part of defense. Not good help side, not good on ball, not good rim protecting, not good at even setting fucking charges, Luka. On offense, he's not good at anything without the ball. He can't catch and shoot. He doesn't set screens and roll. He doesn't set screens and pop. He can't catch a lob. He don't sit in the dunker spot and dunk the ball. He can't do shit. He just sit at the 3-point line. But because y'all look at the stats at the end of the night, because he had 100 fucking possessions with the ball in his hand, so he was able to accumulate stats, you think he's this god level player. He's not. He's not. And if you can name some shit that he does better, he does without the ball, name it in the chat, Santos. Name it in the chat. Luka beat 50-win Clippers. He beat the same Thunder team. Listen. Clippers have shown that they're chokers no matter what position they're in. So I'm not going to give any credence to the Clippers. The Clippers are ass. Highest I can put Luka is 3, and the lowest I'll go is 5. DC, I can respect that. I can respect that, DC, but to me, the highest I would go with Luka is 4. The lowest I'll go is 7. Da Vinci Taylor says, welcome back, bro. Hope everything's been good. Everything's good, bro. I just took a little break because, I got tired of talking. If I'm being honest. I just took a little break. Santos says, you're going to eat your words this year. Luka sends Shay's home again like he always does. Shay beat the same team that beat Luka in 5 games. Shai has an MVP. Luka does not have an MVP. You know that, right? Shai has a Western Conference MVP. Luka got one of those. Shai has a Finals MVP. Shai's resume is better than Luka's resume. I'm sorry to tell you, buddy. And you know what else? Shai's resume is better than Luka's. And you know what else? His team was willing to pay him the Supermax. And they wasn't afraid that he's gonna drink too much hookah or get fat. Shai team said, here, take all the money. You want us a championship and an MVP, something Luka did not do. Take all the money. You know what the Dallas Mavericks said? Luka, we don't want to pay you because we think you might get hurt and you're too fat and you drink too much. Get off the team. There's a difference. Shea is from the Kobe MJ cloth. There's two differences right here, my boy. Shea just won a championship with the second youngest team in NBA history. You know what that called? Leadership. The second youngest team in NBA history. Shea beat the best player in the league, Nikola Jokic. He beat the player that dog walked Luka, Anthony Edwards. He won a championship. Luka has none of that. None of it. So don't you come here and talk about Shea is better than Luka. I mean, Luka is better than Shea. Because it's not true. Tell Luka to get an MVP. Tell Luka to play some defense. Shea's team not scared to pay him the Supermax because they know what type of dog he is. Luka, get your shit together. Luka, when it was time to give you the money, Luka, they sent you packing. When it's time to get Shea that money, they gave it to Shea. Luka and Shea is two different levels. Shea just had a MJ season, scoring championship, MVP. What's the conference MVP? Finals MVP, championship. Luka. I don't hear nothing about Luka compared to Shea. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't care how many points, rebounds, and assists you can get without playing defense. DC says the Clippers are buns. Everybody know that the Clippers are ass cheeks. Ass cheeks. Yeah, Luka's so bad. That's why Luka sent Shea home in 6. Kyrie played awful. Only averaged 14 points on 40%. Listen, Luka is playing with Kyrie. Even if Kyrie is ass, you still got to respect Kyrie being on the court. Shea was playing with guys who wouldn't start on any team anywhere else. Wow, you won that. Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively was a start on OKC team in 20, whatever that was. Shea just won a championship with the second youngest team in NBA history. History. Luka just lost in the first round with the quote-unquote GOAT. Luka just lost in the first round with the quote-unquote GOAT. First round. You won in one game. Shea won more playoff series this year than Luka won playoff games. What are we talking about? Shea won more playoff series than Luka won playoff games. They are not the same. They are not the same. Chet and Dort wouldn't start on other teams. What? I said on the Dallas Mavericks. I said on the Dallas Mavericks. Do you know how to do you even know how to listen? Huh? Luka got traded mid-season this year on a team with Jackson Hayes as his center. You can't count this year's loss when he literally had to play 20 games with the Lakers. Why I can't? You telling me he's the top 3, top 2, top 1 player in the league? Why I can't count it? You told me he gonna make DeAndre Ayton look like goddamn prime Tyson Chandler. But he can't make Jackson Hayes look better? So does Luka make the players better or does he need better players? Does Luka make the players better or do he need better players? Because y'all be talking out of both sides of y'all mouth. In one hand, you say Luka make players better. In the other hand, you say he needs better players. Which one is it? Cashew Queen. I respect this brother. He is smart for taking SGA over Luka. Fans still can't accept the fact. Exactly. You know why fans can't accept the fact that Shea is better than Luka? Because they look at the stat sheet and they say, oh my God, Luka has 28, 10, and 16. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. He has to be better. If we're using that same logic, we can say Russell Westbrook is better than LeBron James, KD, and Steph Curry. Want to know why? Because he averaged a triple-double 4 seasons. Does that make any sense to you? You look at a stat sheet and you want to say Luka is better because he averaged 10 rebounds and 10 assists Okay, so Russell Westbrook is the best player in the league because he scored 30 points a game. He had 10 rebounds and 10 assists. He averaged that. So that means he's better than LeBron James and KD and Steph Curry because he averaged more points, rebounds, and assists. Does that make any fucking sense to you? It doesn't, because it never does. You have to watch the games to actually see what's happening. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Cashew Queen says, just try to Google Luka versus SGA stats in that same playoff series. SGA was clearly the best player in that series. That's what I wanted. I was going to say that, but SGA lost, so I'm not going to give him that. But if you go back and we actually Google, and you know what? Fuck it. We doing it. We doing it. We doing it. We're going to go look at it. Since Santos want to talk like SGA is just outplayed by Luka, we got to do it. We got to do it. SGA versus Luka playoff series. He talking like Luka just dog walk SGA. Hold on now. He talking like Luka just dog walk SGA. Let's get to the facts of it though. Let's get to the facts of it though. Whoa, 2020. Is it this one? Let's get to the facts of it though. Hey, Santos. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Santos. It about to be a long night for you, my boy. Hey, Santos, it's about to be a long night for you. Luka averaged 24. We're going to give him 25. 25, 11, and 9 on 44% shooting, 39% shooting, 73% shooting. Shea averaged 32, 8, and 7 on 50, 50, 80. Who really played better? If you want to be honest, who really played better? Can y'all see that? If you want to be honest, who really played better? Who really played better in this series? Luka averaged 25, 11, and 9 on 44%, 39%, 73%. Shea averaged 32, 8, and 7. 1 steal, 2 blocks. Luka definitely didn't average 1 steal, 2 blocks, did he? He averaged 2 steals, a half a block. Shea shot 50, 55, 83. 50, 55, 83. Looks like to me, Shea played better. Luka game score this series was a 20.5. Luka's game score this series was a 20.5. What was Shea game score? Shea game score was a 27.6 in this series. Who really played better? Shea had Jalen Williams averaging 17 points on 42% as his second best player. Kyrie averaged 18 and 8. No, Kyrie averaged 15 and 6. But PJ Washington looked like he was the second best player for Luka. That's better than what Jalen Williams did. Chet averaged 15 and 6. Was he a rookie? As a rookie playing in the playoffs? You got Daniel Gafford rebounding his ass off. Derek Lively rebounding his ass off. PJ Washington rebounding his ass off, all averaging 8 rebounds. Come on, bro. What are we really talking about for real? What are we really talking about for real? If you ask me, if I look at the stats like you guys like to do, it looked like Shea played better than me. His game score was better. His field goal percentages was better. He averaged 32, 8, and 8. Luka averaged under 45% shooting. Who really played better? Huh? Oh no, you minimizing Shea's stacked team to prop up. Shea just hate Luka, bro. I'm done. Bro, how do I hate Luka? I, how do I hate Luka? Shea has an MVP. Luka has no MVPs. Shea has a championship. Luka has no championships. Shea has a finals MVP. Luka has no finals MVP. What do I have to hate for? Just look at the resume. What I gotta hate for? I just look at the resume. Shea played with the, listen to me what I'm about to say. Shea won a championship with the second youngest team in NBA history. Second youngest team in NBA history. Shea led that team to a championship with a coach that nobody even knows what his name is. Not a Phil Jackson, not a Tyronn Lue, not a Eric Spoelstra, not a Steve Kerr, not a Greg Popovich. You don't even know who OKC coach is. Shea won with an unknown coach in the second youngest team in NBA history. What do we talk about? You're just trying to throw Luka in conversations he don't belong. His resume does not belong in the same resume with Luka. I mean with Shea. It doesn't. Shea never had to deal with an incompetent front office. Listen, man, he got you Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington in mid-season, and you went to the championship. I don't think that's incompetent to me. I can't wait till Luka wipe SGA in the playoffs. Okay, we'll see if that happens. Santos here is a plain D-Rider. That's what it's looking like. Luka beat SGA while hurt. Now Luka hurt. Now Luka hurt, y'all. Let me turn this volume down a little bit, man. Right there. Now Luka hurt. He going to the hurt excuse. Luka was hurt, huh? It looks to me like Shea outplayed Luka, and Luka's team was just better. Judging by the stats I just showed you, it looks like Shea outplayed Luka, and Luka just had a better team. That's what it looked like to me. Luka averaged 34-9 last year, and the league still didn't want to give it to him. Instead, they gave it to Jokic. He averaged 31. Bro, what seed was he? Shea had the best record in the league, and he averaged the most points in the league. You know how you win games, Santos? By scoring the most points. Shea averaged the most points, and he had the best record in the league. He won the MVP. You can't be the 8th seed and average 35 and think you about to win MVP. It's not going to happen. Excuses, Santos. Where is Luka's ring and MVP trophies? He has 0. Age means absolutely nothing. The entire league is young. That's the stupidest stat I ever heard. You sound like ESPN when they make up random stats for LeBron. How is age the stupidest thing you ever heard? Young teams don't win in the NBA. You saying that the whole league is young means 0 because those teams don't win championships. Just go back in the last 10 years. No young team is winning a championship. The Celtics team that won the championship last year was not young. They all 27. Jaylen Brown and him was 27 years old. The team before that, who won before that? The Warriors, old team. The Nuggets, old team. The Bucks, old team. The Lakers with Anthony Davis and Anthony Davis and LeBron, old team. Who won before that? The Warriors, older team. The Toronto Raptors, Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, old team. Warriors won again, old team. Old teams win championships. Young teams don't win championships. So you saying the whole league is young means 0 because it doesn't mean anything because those teams don't win championships. So that made absolutely no sense, Santos. You're talking dumb. Oh, the whole league is young. Those teams not winning championships. So why did you even bring that up? They don't win. Jesus Christ, come on, man. You just scrambling right now. Luka hurt. The whole league is young. Oh, Luka averaged 34 points, but his team was the 7th seed. They should have gave him the MVP. You just making all types of excuses. You must be from Serbia or Slovenia, wherever Luka from. You must be wherever Luka from. That's where you must be watching this broadcast from. You got all the excuses in the world, Santos. Don't matter. Luka beat SGA last year in a 7-game series. Till SGA beats Luka, it's not better. Okay. SGA winning championship don't make him better, but he had to beat Luka in a playoff series. You just talk about stats. I pull up the stats, and SGA stats are better than Luka. Now stats don't matter. Now he got to beat him in a playoff series. He got to beat him in a playoff series, but him winning the MVP in the championship don't make him better. He got to beat Luka specifically in a playoff series to make him better. You just grabbing for any and every, like, you don't know what you're trying to grab. Like you like a fucking a cat in a hole that can't grab and get out. Like you just reaching for everything. You can't, like, come on, bro. It makes zero sense. 5th seed, but don't say that because Russell Westbrook averaged one as an AC. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double. Luka didn't do that. Russell Westbrook did something historic. And I didn't even think Russell Westbrook deserved that MVP. I would have gave it to James Harden. Gonna be a long night for you, Santos. Keep coping. Exactly. Every team is young, bro. What you mean? Okay, every team is young. Those teams not winning championships. Since Luka lost his weight and now he could be quicker and move on his feet, if he at least puts himself in position to at least try to play defense, he can be a decent defender. Not good nor bad. Listen, defense is all about effort. All we need Luka to do is be able to keep his head on a swivel, be in the right place, set a few charges, and don't let people just blow past him and cut back door on him. He's never paying attention on defense. Luka's never paying attention on defense, bro. Never. Luka Mavs was the 5th seed. Russell Westbrook won the MVP as the 8th seed. How you gonna just let Luka get scammed? I'm not letting Luka get nothing. I didn't think Russell Westbrook deserved that goddamn MVP. I would have gave it to James Harden. They wanted to give it to him. They gave it to him. What you want me to say? 5th seed don't win no goddamn. I'm not giving no 5th seed the MVP just because you got stats. I'm not doing it. I didn't vote for goddamn Westbrook. I wouldn't have gave it to him. DC says I'm a Luka guy, but he ain't better than SGA. Facts. Thank you for being objective. Unlike Santos. Santos must be from Slovenia or whatever the fuck. Luka averaged 34.99. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not a triple-double. 34.99, 50% from the field, 38% from three. You smoking crack if you don't think that's Luka deserved the MVP. Bro, you keep trying to cope with this Luka shit. You keep trying to cope with this Luka shit. This Luka is not the MVP, bro. Luka is not the MVP, Santos. New rule. I'm making a new rule right now. New rule. You can't be the MVP if every team in the league is attacking you on defense. No rule. If you're the MVP, you can't be the main attack on defense. If every time down the floor, every team is pointing you out to be the guy that they attack every time down on defense, you can't be the MVP. That's my rule. That's my rule. If every team in the league trying to switch and get Luka onto them, you can't be the MVP. If you have that big of a weakness in your game where every team in the league is making sure you switch onto them so they can attack you, you can't be the MVP. I'm sorry. You can't. Luka will send Shea home packing, and I can't wait to hear your excuses you make. Listen, if Luka sends Shea home and win a championship and an MVP, I'll agree with you that Luka is better than SGA. But until Luka wins the MVP in a championship, sorry, buddy, you're not better than SGA. You're not. You are not. As much as we all love Luka, gotta accept that SGA over Luka rings and MVPs. Facts. You can love Luka as much as you want. He's not better than SGA. He's not. Everybody in the chat like the video. I wanted to talk about something else though. In my notes, you got me carried away. You got me carried away. I wanted to talk about something else. I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this. This right here. This is what I want to talk about, man. KD said that player choice. Player choice. Listen, I like player choice. I said this in the beginning of this broadcast. Damn, can I move this? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Y'all can see my Kobe and Jordan post. Yes, KD said I need to come on y'all pod. KD said this about the Players Choice podcast. He said I need to come lay my verse on this pod. It will go plat. Some dude in the goddamn comments got to KD and changed his mind. He said, "Nah, don't do it. This pod has no viewers like that. The only reason you saw this because they always mention your name. Their fans base is minuscule. They say dumb shit to get people going like Kanye. They don't actually have ball knowledge." KD said, "I bet we'll never mind then. Fans say they wage baiters looking to pay bills. You right, I'll pass. That's good consulting, my brother." Dude says, if someone convinced KD not to come on my pod, I will hunt them down for the rest of my life. That's a fact. That's a fact. This dude was about to come on y'all pod. Y'all was about to get Kevin Durant on the pod, and somebody convinced him not to go. Damn. That's that hurt, man. That is that hurt. I would be just like what Buddy said. If someone convinced KD not to come on my pod, I will hunt him down. That's a fact. I need that KD. I need that KD stimulus package. Cause ain't no way. I just lost out on a KD interview because y'all hating on me. I know they gotta be sick over there, boy. Cashew Queen says, as much as I already read that, there's a reason why Luka was called the Slovenian cone. Cashew Queen, you must be on your girl profile. Oh shit, hold on. I almost dropped my goddamn mic. Listen, man, let me go back to do we got anything new? Anything new that happened, Shams? Imagine this lineup. I'm gonna talk about this next time. Boy, they having the AARP, the AARP Warriors. Al Horford, 68 years old. Damian Lillard got one good Achilles. Steph, the only good player in his well, Jimmy Butler decent. Every 4 or 5 games, he turned into Michael Jordan. I'm tired as hell. All right. All right, man. Ain't really shit going on now. Anything in the comment? Anything in the chat want to talk about before I get off here, man? Anything y'all want to talk about before I get off here, man? I really got what I wanted to get off of. Houston Rockets have signed guard Kevin Harris to a 2-way contract. Last season, Harris played for the G League affiliate College Park, where he averaged 19.8 points a game and was named the MVP of the G League next up game during NBA All-Star Weekend. What Gil talking about?
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Because I'm still like, since I am Lakers, I'm delusional. I'm delusional still. Who's ranked 1? Who y'all got ranked 1 right now in the West? So I can really see what we need. Who y'all got? OKC, Houston, Denver, around that. Yeah, okay, so
What Gil yapping about?
Thunder. Yeah, so you think Thunder's still number one with all the moves Rockets and Nuggets made? I mean, just me personally, I'm gonna put Rockets. I'm gonna put OKC number one because they are the champs. I always got to give respect back to the champs. Now, who's the definite two? Houston or Denver?
To me,
Houston.
I like
Denver.
Houston.
Okay, so
I like Houston.
we not even top. We not even top three. Wait, Denver. Oh shit, Dallas. Man, I forgot about them fuck niggas over there. Dang, forgot about them. They might not be like they gonna be there though. They gonna be there. So we sitting at fucking 6 or 7 again. Yeah, Spurs, Minnesota is there. Laker, Bron gone, y'all. Yeah, Bron leaving. Yeah,